welcome to Talk Time. I'll be your host, Jake Keepers. Today we will be going over the science fiction book Divergent, written by Veronica Roth. Let's start with a quick summary. This book takes place in the future in Chicago, Illinois, where Beatrice Pryor lives with her mom, Natalie, her dad, Andrew, and her brother, Caleb. The city is divided up into 5 different factions, each valuing a different aspect of life. The Dauntless values bravery, Erudite is worthy of knowledge, Abnegation is for selflessness, Amity loves peace and friendship, and Candor values honesty. Each citizen in the city is born into a faction. However, when they turn 16, they take a test to see which faction truly fits their personality. Beatrice was born into Abnegation. However, when she takes her test, she finds out that her test result is not like any other test result, and she is considered divergent. This means that when she took her test, she showed aspects of more than one faction, so the test is inconclusive, giving Beatrice a very hard decision to make as to which faction to decide without the help of the test. She ultimately decides to join Dauntless, which values bravery, for a couple of reasons. She thinks they're cool with their tattoos, piercings, leather jackets, and love for heights. She also doesn't feel selfless enough to stay in Abnegation with her family, and her test result was divergent, showing that she doesn't belong in any specific faction, leaving her the decision on the rest of her life completely up to her. However, as with any faction, Dauntless especially, she needs to train and be initiated into the faction and be prepared so that she knows what to do in certain situations and knows how to be a good Dauntless member. Along the way, a nickname is created for her, Triss, and she meets some new people, some good, some bad, including 4, whose test result was also divergent. They become very close throughout the book and work together to save the city later on. Roth does a very good job of describing in great detail Triss's experience that involved blood and violence, deep feelings and love, and everything in between. Later, Triss finds out that the Erudite faction wants to overthrow the Abnegation government by mind-controlling the Dauntless army. Triss and 4, however, don't get brainwashed due to the fact that they are divergent, so they are the only ones who can stop it and save everyone. They work together and destroy the villains' plans and rescue everyone. The city, however, is in complete chaos, and the rest of the story is told in the other books of the trilogy. Now that we know what happened in the book, we can start going over the literary elements. Let's start with characterization. Beatrice Pryor is the protagonist of the book. She is 16 years old. She is intelligent, courageous, and heroic. Triss is unable to conform to the humble ideas of Abnegation, her home faction, so she joins Dauntless, where she struggles to be brave and unselfish. She works with 4, who brings out her inner self and helps Triss become who she really is inside. Caleb Pryor is Triss's brother, who is also 16. He tries to tell Triss about selflessness, however she resents him for this. His decision to leave the family in Abnegation and to join Erudite surprises Triss. Natalie Pryor is Triss's mother. She is a model Abnegation member and works at a volunteer agency. Andrew is Triss's father and a member of the political council that rules the city. He is very devoted to Abnegation and his family and feels betrayed when both his children leave for new factions. Tori is Triss's aptitude test administrator. She is a member of the Dauntless and works in the tattoo parlor. After learning that Triss is divergent, she warns her that her life is in danger and tries to help her stay safe. Christina is Triss's best friend and Dauntless. She is bold and funny and transferred from Candor. She helps calm Triss down sometimes and lets her open up more than she was able to do in Abnegation. 4, also known as Tobias, is a trainer of the Dauntless. His moderate approach at things often puts him at odds with Eric, the ruthless head of the Dauntless. 4 is serious and brave and becomes Triss's love interest as she progresses through initiation. Finally, Peter, a Candor transfer and Triss's main enemy in Dauntless. He is boastful, intelligent, and cruel. He is willing to do anything to place first in the rankings, including attack the fellow trainees. Now let's talk a little bit about the theme of the book. A recurring theme of the text is the idea of fear. Fear and the process of overcoming it were central to Roth's motivation behind writing Divergent. The Dauntless faction values bravery and courage, so the initiates spend a lot of time overcoming fear and going out of their comfort zone. However, Many times throughout the initiation, the characters are forced to ask themselves what exactly constitutes bravery and how can they overcome it. Triss and her companions fight their fears over and over throughout the course of the novel, and through them, we see both what happens when these attempts are successful and what happens when they are unsuccessful and when you succumb to them. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the other 2 books in the trilogy, Insurgent and Allegiant. This was Talk Time. We'll see you later.